Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. On April 3, 1860, the first Pony Express mail, traveling by horse and rider relay teams, simultaneously leaves St. Joseph, Missouri, and Sacramento, California. 10 days later, on April 13, the westbound rider and mail packet completed the approximately 1,800-mile journey and arrived in Sacramento, beating the eastbound packet's arrival in St. Joseph by 2 days and setting a new standard for speedy mail delivery. Although ultimately short-lived and unprofitable, the Pony Express captivated America's imagination and helped win federal aid for a more economical overland postal system. It also contributed to the economy of the towns on its route and served the mail service needs of the American West in the days before the telegraph or an efficient transcontinental railroad. The Pony Express debuted at a time before radios and telephones, when California, which achieved statehood in 1850, was still largely cut off from the eastern part of the country. Letters sent from New York to the West Coast traveled by ship, which typically took at least a month, or by stagecoach on the recently established Butterfield Express overland route, which could take from 3 weeks to many months to arrive. Compared to the snail's pace of the existing delivery methods, the Pony Express average delivery time of 10 days seemed like lightning speed. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel. The Pony Express Company, the brainchild of William H. Russell, William Bradford Waddell and Alexander Majors, owners of a freight business, was set up over 150 relay stations along a pioneer trail across the present-day states of Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Nevada and California. Riders, who were paid approximately $25 per week and carried loads estimated at up to 20 pounds of mail, were changed every 75 to 100 miles, with horses switched out every 10 to 15 miles. Among the riders was the legendary frontiersman and showman William Buffalo Bill Cody, 1846-1917, who reportedly signed on with the Pony Express at age 14. The company's riders set their fastest time with Lincoln's inaugural address, which was delivered in just less than 8 days. The initial cost of Pony Express delivery was $5 for every half ounce of mail. The company began as a private enterprise and its owners hoped to gain a profitable delivery contract from the U.S. government, but that never happened. With the advent of the first transcontinental telegraph line in October 1861, the Pony Express ceased most of its operations. However, the legend of the lone Pony Express rider galloping across the Old West frontier to deliver the mail lives on today. The Pony Express debuted on April 3, 1860. It was a fast mail service that used a relay of horseback riders to deliver mail between St. Joseph, Missouri, and Sacramento, California in just 10 days, much faster than traditional stagecoach deliveries. Although it became legendary, the Pony Express lasted only 18 months before being replaced by the Transcontinental Telegraph in October 1861. Despite its short life, it played a crucial role in improving communication across the expanding United States. The story of the Pony Express. On April 3, 1860, the Pony Express made history when its first rider galloped out of St. Joseph, Missouri, carrying a mail pouch bound for Sacramento, California. This revolutionary mail service promised to deliver letters across nearly 2,000 miles of rugged terrain in just 10 days, an astonishing speed for the time. The need for speed. Before the Pony Express, mail delivery between the east and west coasts was painfully slow, taking weeks or even months by stagecoach or ship. As America expanded westward, especially with the California Gold Rush, 1849, and growing tensions leading up to the Civil War, there was a dire need for faster communication. William H. Russell, Alexander Majors, and William B. Waddell, three ambitious businessmen, saw an opportunity. They created the Central Overland California and Pikes Peak Express Company, which would soon be known as the Pony Express. How it worked: the system relied on relays of riders who carried mail in a specially designed leather pouch called a mochila. Riders would switch horses every 10 to 15 miles at relay stations, ensuring maximum speed. Every 75 to 100 miles, a fresh rider would take over. The fastest delivery was recorded in 7 days and 17 hours, carrying Abraham Lincoln's inaugural address to California. Dangerous work, harsh weather, from blazing deserts to freezing mountain passes. Hostile attacks. Some riders were ambushed by outlaws or Native American warriors. Sheer exhaustion. Riders often rode through the night with little rest. Despite the risks, many riders became legendary. One of the most famous was Buffalo Bill Cody, who allegedly rode 322 miles in one trip to deliver the mail after a fellow rider was killed. The end of the Pony Express. As impressive as it was, the Pony Express was financially unsustainable, losing around $200,000 in its short existence. The final blow came in October 1861, when the transcontinental telegraph was completed. With instant electronic communication now possible, the Pony Express was no longer needed. Legacy. Although it lasted just 18 months, the Pony Express became a symbol of American grit, adventure, and perseverance. Today, its legacy lives on in history books, museums, and even the annual Pony Express Re-Ride, where riders retrace the old route. The legendary riders and adventures of the Pony Express. The Pony Express may have lasted only 18 months, April 1860 to October 1861, but its daring riders and thrilling adventures became the stuff of legend. These young men, often teenagers, braved the untamed frontier to ensure the mail reached its destination, no matter the dangers that stood in their way. The riders, young, fearless, and fast. 1. Pony Bob Haslam, the greatest ride ever. In May 1860, Robert "Pony Bob" Haslam was given an urgent mission: deliver President Abraham Lincoln's war orders to California. Distance covered, 380 miles, one of the longest Pony Express rides ever. Challenges: attacked by Paiute warriors, took an arrow through the jaw, and had his horse stolen. Outcome: despite his injuries, he completed his ride and became a legend. 2. Buffalo Bill Cody. The boy rider of the plains. Before he became a famous showman, Buffalo Bill Cody was just a 15-year-old working for the Pony Express. Famous ride: after arriving at his relay station, his replacement rider was killed in an ambush. Cody bravely volunteered to ride his own stretch and the next leg, covering 322 miles, one of the longest solo rides in Pony Express history. Survival skill: he dodged arrows, outmaneuvered outlaws, and completed the route without stopping. The perils of the Pony Express. Indian wars and raids. The Paiute War of 1860 was a major crisis for the Pony Express. Paiute warriors, angered by mistreatment from white settlers, burned relay stations and killed several riders. In response, the U.S. Army had to escort some mail routes. Outlaws and bandits. Some riders carried Colt revolvers and rifles, but speed was their best defense. One outlaw gang tried to ambush a rider near Sweetwater Station, but he managed to escape by taking an alternate route through the mountains. Weather and natural dangers. Riders braved blizzards, flash floods, desert heat, and wild animals. One rider lost his horse in a river crossing and had to swim for miles to reach a station. The end of the Pony Express. Despite its incredible speed, the Pony Express was too expensive to run. It lost nearly $200,000, and when the transcontinental telegraph was completed in October 1861, the service was shut down. However, its legend lives on in history, books, movies, and even an annual reenactment ride that still takes place today.